Hello everybody, this is Techstack here. Okay, so we're going to first join the world here. Let's test my sound systems out. Okay, we're good. Hey Garby, how's it going? So a little bit after the last stream, and let's see if we can give ourselves night vision here so we can see what we're doing. Night vision, splash potion, please. So, like I was saying, a little bit after the last stream, I think I got this working. Yes, they are missing textures, but of course it comes back to me. But if we put one of these down, it's not the bottle doing it, it's the XP orbs. They're now officially upgrading or infusing every single one of those blocks, right? So the way to take this further now is, well, first off, let's make sure we can get this to work. So I'm going to get close enough so that orb falls down. And as soon as it falls down into that crystal, see it converted over and the orb's no longer there. So those things are converting. Oh, interesting, we actually fall down a little bit. So what we'll want to do is make it so these only work with the fully grown crystals, if you will. Apparently there's light there, so those are getting updated. And from what the heck? It's like these things are giving off light or something. Interesting. They shouldn't be. 0% infused. And then we'll also need to make sure that we can infuse them further, right? We want to have them become more and more infused, not change their size per se, maybe somewhat, but change their level. So let's get coding on that stuff. So the first thing I want to do is in the bleak crystal itself. When we are on the collides with entity right here, we need to check the state of our self to determine whether or not there is any change we need to do. So I'm going to go do not disturb on Discord because it's kind of going nuts on a different Discord right now. And we need to check our age, basically. So we need to get the block state from the position that we're at, check its age. And for some reason, I'm just kind of drawing a blank on this, so let's just get started on world in. We actually get the state for meta for state, and get block. Where is it? Get meta from state. There we are. State, get value. So that should do what we're after. Where was that if statement we just had? Right here. So we can take the world in, set get block state for the block position, dot get. So that's our state. We need to get value of type age and convert it to an integer. And that should be the test we want to do then. So we can say if this equals this fully grown, and then we can absorb it, right? So we're not going to absorb it unless the crystal is fully grown first. So that's going to be one part of it. Another piece is we need to check the get block state dot get block and we want to say, is this a mod block dot crystal, bleak crystal to be precise. That way we aren't going to get an error message on this line, because if it's not a bleak crystal, it may not have age. Okay, so now it should only work for fully grown crystals. That's great. The next thing we should do is on our bleak infused, we want to increase our infused amount if we aren't fully infused. So add this in. Override. There we go. Yeah, we'll go and terminate you. And now we need to see if it's this this new block. So infused crystal, right? If we're an infused crystal and our infused amount is equal to or less than 15. Well, if it's less than 15, then we need to increase our block state, our state basically, by taking what this is. So I guess we need to say this to a variable first. So we're going to say int amount infused to that, and then we can take that variable instead and put it in this if statement. And we can go down here. It's less than 15, so this would take us up to 15 then. So we would say dot with property, and that property is amount infused. No, we want to do the uppercase one, please. So it's a final static. So we can say block machine infused. Oh, bleak infused. Okay. Bleak. Machine bleak infused crystal. There we go. Dot amount infused and this property +1 because we're increasing it by that amount. Now we could also take into consideration how big the XP orb is. Let's do that. Why not, right? Hopefully you're saying that that this audio is okay, but you're just not following what I'm saying. That's cool if that's the case. Apologies. It's not my intent really to be confusing, but I kind of know this stuff inside out at this point. Entity XP orb dot. So we're gonna say that, and we will say the entity, and we're gonna get, come on, oh, we want equals that, oh, you need zero code. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of coding a lot here for a moment, so it's going to be a bit geeky. Why is that erroring off? Create method XP orb entity. That's not what we want to do at all. We are casting this, so those parentheses need to be around this, and that will get rid of the error. Okay, so do XP value. There we go. So if it's 1 XP, we're going to infuse it with one more infused amount, right? And we can infuse up to 15. So we're going to take the infused amount we currently are plus the value of the XP orb, add them together, and then we're going to say all of that is going to be under math helper.clamp, which just takes the number 3 numbers in. The first number is the value that you've got, and then a min and a max. So we're going to limit it to 0 and 15. So if it's higher than that, it's going to set it to 15. If it's lower than that, it's going to set it to 0. And then we can just set this to the amount infused. So we're getting our block's value, how much it's been infused by. If it's less than 15, then we're trying to add in what the entity XP orb's about, like whatever it's got, and that should be good. Sorry, I got a message. Oh, we're good. And then we're gonna set that on the entity, which is the XP orb. So it's gonna kill the XP orb off, so that we don't continually grow this crystal. It should work. Let's run it. Yeah, we're setting it to an infused crystal with a different amount. We're perfect. So Garby, I don't know if you were here the other day when we were talking about this, but the concept of what I'm trying to build out here is the crystals in the bleak dimension. When they run into or bump into XP orbs, or XP orbs run into them, I guess, because they're a block, right? Then if they're fully grown, meaning they're the largest size crystal that you can have, they will absorb that XP. And the amount that they absorb continues their growth, right? So they changed from a bleak crystal into an infused crystal. And that infused crystal has 15 levels of growth, basically, that it goes through. Visually, they might look very similar, but once it hits the max 1, it becomes something that you can then harvest and use in the XP harvesting machine. At least that's a thought. So, you can see this one here is... okay. Infused amount. Let's supposed to do F3 on this. Use 7. We're not getting any more on it because I'm too close. 10. 14. 15. There you go. So that single block right there that we're looking at, this one, has infused itself fully. This one's at 7. 12. So each XP orb has its own value, and that's what we're increasing it by, basically. So it's working. Let's go ahead and get some textures or something going for these, right? So we can see what it is these things are actually looking like. We might need a third block for this setup too. So we've got these blocks, right? Just get out here where there's no light. Okay. We've got these blocks, right? And they will grow naturally, and they have different stages, right? So this is the lowest stage. There's really no way for me to speed this up other than with a game rule. So game rule, random tick speed. I think it's currently set at 3, but if we set it to 300, you'll see them start to grow. Once we get a lot of them grown here, we'll turn it back down to 3. You know what? Let's go 3,000. This thing's grown. Okay, there. So this is a fully grown one. You see how it has a different visual appearance than all the rest of them, right? So this is a short one. That's the next level. That's the next level. That's the next level after that. And then finally your fully grown one. Which, interesting. Some of those are only one-sided. Cool. So these ones with the side spikes are what we need to have to infuse them, right? So if I try and infuse, say, that one, it does nothing. In fact, here, let's see, get those XP orbs to come towards us. And it's going to go into that one and just go right through it, you see. But if it goes into one of those fully grown ones, it does nothing. What the heck? Did we break it? It is age 5. But age 5 is not fully grown, is it? Age 6 is. Right? Yeah, age 6 is. So that is not a fully grown one. That is. So, working as intended still. Boom. As soon as the XP orb hit that block, it fully started to infuse. Okay. So, let's get some textures for these bad boys. Resources, textures. This is under blocks, right? Crystal growth stages, right? So here is our bleak crystal. And each one of those is a different stage. So we want to kind of open all. Well, I don't want to open them all. I want to open this one in the system editor. So what I'm thinking here is, and forgive me for a moment while I search for the right jar file for the vanilla launcher. Minecraft jar download. I need to get the 112 download. And that is not it. mcversions.net is a great website where you can get any version, I guess. They like link to the versions from Mojang, so it's still downloading it from Mojang, but thank you, Liam. Appreciate it. So I'm downloading the client jar here, and the reason I'm downloading it is you can actually open it up. Let me just get the folder open on my computer. Where is it going? Oh, we might have somebody here. 1 second. There we go. So Liam, are you grasping the concepts of the mod? Because it's kind of different than other mods, right? It's intended to be completely different. If you have questions, ask away. Open archive. Okay, so if I go in here and go to Assets, Minecraft, Textures, we want to go to Entity Textures, I believe, and boy, what is this going to be under? The XP orbs, what I'm looking for. Experience orb. There we go. So now that I've got that, yeah, I've watched the replays of your streams, and I'm starting to get there. Okay, cool. Another great place that you can ask questions is on our Discord. That way, if I'm not streaming or whatever. We also have a test server set up. Currently, it is on the public version of the mod, but as I do updates, we put them to our test server first and work with it there, right? Make sure there's no bugs in it. So I just need a place to save this file temporarily so I can open it up. So let's see, Minecraft, this mod. Don't think I've got, no I don't. Okay, so I'm just gonna put them under a temp folder. And my dog is barking because my wife has a friend over, and it will stop soon. Let's just put it in here. So XP orbs. Welcome to the Discord, mailman. I assume that is you, Liam. Let's see, where did it go? Experience orb. Okay, so now that I've got this, we can go into Photoshop with this. Open. Cool, man. Oh, whoa. That was not expected. So the reason I was going into the XP orb was because I was going to grab the color of it. I just wanted the color. Did not know that Minecraft just changes it on the fly. That's interesting. So we'll need to take this and modify it accordingly. Just based off of a guess, I guess. We throw XP orbs down. They do change colors, right? That's probably why they do it. So they kind of go from a green to a yellow color. So maybe we can animate the texture for this as well, going between green and yellow, and progressively make it a stronger animation as we upgrade it or infuse it more. But first, let's save this as a different name, because right now we're going to overwrite the other one. We don't want to do that. So, have you got plans to update the bagger? I really like the idea of that one. I'm trying to get my 3D modeler to want to do that one. Because it's the most ugly looking one, because it's my model, not one of his models. But it is a complicated one for him to have to do, right? Because there's a lot of detail in it. The bagger in the mod was... It's just a funny thing. breaks lots of blocks real easily. You can sweep it back and forth real quick, but you can't move forward with it very quick, right? So there are better machines to break a lot of blocks real fast in a long distance. So long story short, I would like to. I'm just trying to convince him to do the model on it. Where right now he's redoing all the other machines that we've already got in there. So if you look in the Discord, the images there that Blue Boys 27 or Blue 20 Boy 17 put on there of the grader he's working on. That's probably one of the next ones he's gonna do. Leak infused crystal. Amount 1.png. Sure. Save. So this is now saved with a different name. Yeah, exactly. And this is probably the third or fourth revision we've gone through on models. You know, the very first ones were all mine. Then he came along and started making them better. And now he's coming along and making them even better. So we're getting there slowly. I'm to the point where I'm very happy with the bulldozer, right? It looks awesome, especially with the tracks moving and stuff. So I don't know that we'll need to change that anymore at all. Blocks. So we should have a bleak crystal infused something. There we go. Open that in Photoshop. Okay, we finally got this thing open. So let's see if we can't somehow get a couple different screenshots of that and start opening these up. There's a green one. Still green. There's a yellow one. Okay, I think we've got a couple colors to work with now. Really, the green and yellow are what we need. So I'm gonna get rid of that one and this one. Okay, so let's grab this color. By going and doing that. You exist? What does that mean? Of course you exist. Is the semi-truck and trailers functioning yet? I couldn't work out when I was messing with them. So the semi-truck and trailer, the only one that's currently functional is the one that will pick up the machines. It will let you pick them up and drive them around. The other ones, the intended use of one of them is to pick up entities. And that one kind of got wrecked by me being too detailed with it and wanting it to work with modded entities that might have MBT data. And I got really frustrated with it because it wasn't working out. I didn't on the thing at the bottom of the screen. Oh.
Hello.
Hey, Fire. What you doing?
Talking to you.
Ew, okay. Don't know if there's enough difference in these to make this worthwhile, but I'm doing it. I can't make it lighter. Okay, that'll be one frame of it. These need multiple frames, don't they? I'm gonna undo that. I'm gonna redo it, but differently. Yeah, I've tried to crank down the interaction time or the stream delay as much as I can, but there's always going to be some. Not much I can do about it anymore. Go. That's going to be our default color, I think. I'm going to make it a little darker than the XPR because I need some shading in both directions, lighter and darker. So I go to lighter, I go to the left a bit as well. I'm going to pick those pixels. And I go shade darker with it, just a hair. For those. I mean, wait, we want to go a lot darker. And then go back towards where we were before. For those. Okay, that gives us our colors. Oh, from Texas, okay. I think stage 1 might only animate this. And then stage 2 will be like this. And stage 3 will be a part of this or something like that, right? So we'll gradually get more and more infused into this. This will be a fun one, air quotes. I'm working on the crystal stuff we were talking about fire. I figured out how to make it work with throwing XP on the ground, and it just absorbs it then.
Cool.
Hopefully. From the UK, and it's not that bad. I mean, really, 10 seconds isn't that long. Text editor. That's not what I want. System editor. Okay, so that's how I did the animation on these. It's multiple frames within the same file. So if you use the mount 1, I've probably gone too much. There's going to be 16 levels in Fusion. How am I going to divide this up? There's 3 sections. If I do each arm in 2 pieces, that's 2 each, so that's 4. That would leave us with 12 more sections. 12 more different styles to go off of. Oh boy. If I do each arm in 3 pieces, that'd be like 2 pixels, 2 pixels, 2 pixels. 2, 2, 2. Then that's 6 total. To get, that means we need 10 for the other piece. So 2, 3, or wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, so close. We might just do that. First off, let's get our other frames here. Image size 32, we'll call it 48 should be the next one, right? That should be, oh no, don't stretch. Put you at the top, and we want to go 48. Boom. So that should be 3 frames of animation. So if we take this, copy it, paste it, and then paste it again. Wait a minute. 16 times 3. Hey, Reaper. 48. Okay, window, view, show, grid. This one needs to come down. There we go. Okay, so let's get our color for the yellow one. That's not it. So I learned something, Fire. The XP orb texture doesn't have the blue and the yellow and the green in it.
Huh.
It's gray scale. And then they just modify the colors in code. Of course that is maxed out on its intensity. So let's put it there. That like that then. And go darker first. We'll go extreme dark this direction. Go back towards that then. And we'll grab that color, then go lighter. Means we go towards red more. It's almost too much of a color change. Okay, and then we need colors somewhere in between these two, and I'm not sure how to achieve that easily for this one. We can move it towards the green. See what that does. This might work out. Okay, so it would animate through those, basically. Let's go ahead and save this. Not as a Photoshop file, but first that means we need to compress all these into one layer by merging them. And save as PNG. Now, I know we've done more than we're supposed to, right? We only want like the first 2 pixels on the outside of this to be infused, and that's okay. But I'm trying to just test this out, see how it looks in game. The other thing we'll need to do is set up this file type here. But let's first refresh this to get the image in our list. There it is. We will grab the name of, say this, we need this MC meta thing. And we will copy, no, we will create a new file here. How are we gonna do this? Just in here, I guess. There it is. So if we rename, create new text document, and it's that name .png.mc meta. Yes, and refresh. MC meta. Did that for the frame time. We might need to increase that frame time. I'm not sure what makes it faster, if it's a bigger number or small number. We'll leave it at 4 for now. Okay, we don't have any block state information for these at all. So that's part of our problem. We need to figure that out. This is a machine bleak dirt. There we go. Machine infused crystal. So get that set up. Bleak crystal. So we go machine infused crystal. Where did it go? There it is. Gosh, couldn't find it. So instead of age, we want, I think it's a fused amount or something. Amount infused, there we go. Guess we need a 0, but everything's gonna have some level. Now, the first XP orb that hits, it's just gonna convert it to level 0. And it can look exactly the same, it doesn't matter. Or does it? I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. Fused crystal 0. We gotta do 16 of these. One, two. Okay, Garby. Thanks for hanging out with us. Catch you later, man. 7, 8, 9, 10. On this edition of Counting with Tech, how many times will he mess up?
I'll say at least 6.
Well, it's not too bad. I'm counting up to 16, so. No, 15. Dang it.
1.
I keep forgetting it's 0 based. I don't know why. It starts at 0, goes up to 15, which is 16 total numbers. 11, 10. Can I count backwards now? That's the thing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. Yep, we're good. Okay, I can count backwards. So now we need to set up this model under the models block, and there should be a bleak crystal growth that we can cheat with. I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna call it machine infused crystal 0. I guess we'll hit F5 so it shows up. Not seeing it. There it is. Jeez. Okay, so then we'll call this the file name, which is this. And yes, I know it's 1 and 0. We'll fix it later. Okay, F3T. Let that reload, see if it works. I don't think all these are going to necessarily work right away. But maybe the one I'm looking at, because that's infused 0. Come on. Load, please. Oh, they be dancing. That's cool. We don't want them to dance. I'll have to shift the image around or something. So there's one space above there. Oh, and this is down too low, that bottom one. Dang it. Okay, so I'm gonna fix this. Copy. Move up 1. And then grab that. Paste. Oh, no. The heck? Grabbing that and it's got some opacity on it. Oh, really? What if I do it with a brush? Okay, let's do this. We will select that bottom row. Copy it, paste it. Move it down there. Paste that thing. Paste it. Move it. And then we'll take this, cut it, paste it. Cut it. What do you mean it can't copy something? Come on. Cut. Could not complete cut command because the selected area is empty. Merge the layers, please, then. Select this, delete that. Select this, move it to there. There we go. Now we can save this. PNG. F3T, see if they stop dancing. They dance more. What the heck? Oh, I know what it is. Okay. They didn't dance more, they just didn't change. We need to refresh this because Eclipse doesn't realize that the file changed. And complete. That's the kind of effect I was going for. Okay, now I just need to finish it out by making lots of those. One for each state that they can be in. So what do we want state 0 to be like is the important one. So what we just created was state 1, which isn't even completely right. We need to remove some of these pixels back out, and it's just gonna like slowly go into it with each stage. I'm thinking it's just more. Hey, Soldier of Iron Ziman. Inman Ziman? Inman Zeman? How do you say that? Hey, Soldier. Welcome to the Discord. I think I've got what I want to do. So this could be a different stage. We need to correct the wrong button. Button still. B. There we go. Alt. We're going to go to the pencil tool. We need the shading right though. Dang it. Wait, the livestock trailer does work? I didn't think it did. Maybe he's asking a question. Semi. Livestock. Cow. He does pick him up, I can't remember. Oh, it does pick them up. Cool. And then if we drove over here, can we put them out in the world? We can! You just hold control. Okay, so let's back over here while we're doing this. I put him a message in Discord. So I'm thinking maybe... Gosh, okay. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to use this as a reference image. So let's file, save as. Ref. Reference. Yeah, but you have to drive into them with the trailer part, the back of the trailer. If you drive into them with the cab, you will kill them. Probably not how it's going to end up working in the end, but it's how it's working for now. PSD, there we go. Infused crystal reference image. I think at one time we had something about a block we were going to use, but I don't know. We may not use that anymore. So the back end of the trailer is the important part. Boop, got it. Now if I drive over him, I've got the gate down essentially, so I got to hold space to lift the gate back up, so it'll stay in there. But it defaults with it up. Okay, so he's in it. I can drive all around. As soon as I hit Control, there you go. So how does it connect? Do you mean the trailer? You just put it into its inventory. So hit E, your inventory key, put the trailer on there. And with the gate up, you drive over a cow with the back end of it. And it'll pick him up. And if I drive off into the sunset and hit Control, it puts him back where I hit Control at. Now, the important part is if you drive over him with the cab, he dies. So don't do that. It's only the back of the trailer. You gotta get him into the back of the trailer. He could walk into it, or you can drive into him, whichever works. I don't remember how many it holds, because I vaguely remember doing this and then getting frustrated with mob special data, right? So I think there's some potential bugs with this right now. Don't know if it keeps their age and all that junk. Whoop. So what would be nice about this is, looks like I might be full. If we were to drive this over here and create, say, a pit underneath this thing, or to fence it in, fence. Hey Garby, welcome back, man. Just showing off the trailer here, because I had forgotten I did this. Got a question about it, and apparently it is working. Where it will haul cows around. Yeah, it's pretty close. Okay, so now they should be in there. If I go F5 and hold down Control, we're spitting cows out like crazy. Get the truck out of there, and you've got your cows inside your farm. Okay, back to the other dimension. I wonder if the infused one should go off light. No, they shouldn't. They're fine. Okay, so this, we need another new image of the same dimensions as this one, preferably. So that's not. So Control A, Control C. New. 16 by 48, please. Paste all that in and align it with where it needs to be. Get our big fat eraser out and erase all this. Except for that part. There we go. So this will be level 1-ish. I'm saying 1-ish for a reason, and you'll see in a moment. We need our other image of the regular crystal, full grown, so we can grab the right thing out of this, and that right thing is going to be those. Those. I actually want it all. Okay, that. And that goes in here. Put it on a layer behind. There we go. Merge those together. I'm going to take this center color. What? No. That center color. That center part that I'm doing here will be our level 0. When they first become infused, that's where it'll happen. Okay, so now we can copy this whole thing. So Control A, Control C, and we'll go to new. We want it to be 16 by 48. Hit OK, and we will paste special in place. I believe that keeps the same positioning, so I don't have to remove this, reposition it yet again. Okay, and these in the right order. This one, we'll go to this other layer then, copy, paste, let's place it in position again. There we go. And put it underneath. Okay. Now, if this is 0, we can eliminate those. This becomes 1. And we just make it grow for each new one. Okay, cool. So let's see here. We can actually probably merge these two layers together now. Just make it easier ourselves. We'll do files, save as. Up into the right folder, source, main, resource, assets, machine mod, textures, block, go PNG. I want this, but this is going to be level 0. Okay. I'm going to do the same for this. Files, save as. Must be a level 1. Okay. So grab this. Okay. Files, save as. Wish it kept that name. It's annoying. Two. Number 3. Okay. Go ahead and finish this side off. It'll be 4. So if I do 4 here, 4 here, plus 0, that's 9. We need to go up to 15. 10, 11. So we'll have 5 more levels, so we can, yeah, this should work. I'll just make it work. Let's do it that way. And it's not going to be a 1-for-1 either, so when these things get infused, sometimes they'll infuse with 1 extra XP, sometimes they'll infuse with 3. So it's going to look like it's jumping because it's going to be based on how much XP actually gets absorbed. The more XP, the bigger the jump. So we'll start on this tip too. Let's do that. And that. So the Tetris shape there is what we want. Okay, files, save as. Before. Let's redo this. I don't want that one to be changed. Let's be 5. Okay. Save as PNG. Six. How fast were these animating? Pretty fast. Or 5, right? So this will be number 6. We'll start coming up the next one. Oops. Don't want that color. Okay. Save as PNG. Number 7. Be 8, then be 9. 10, 11, 12, 13. So we need to do like 3 or something. Or start filling it down in this one. That's probably what we'll do. We'll fill in the first range on this one. Let's get that darker color there. Lighter color there. Should be our center already, yep. And then that and that. Start that. Light. That. Save as. Eight. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'll just. Yeah. Next one, I might go 3 pixels. 4. Let's also start to mix it up here. We don't need it to be a perfectly smooth thing. I'll save as. Seven. So 12. So 12, right? Are we at 12 or are we at... We're on 12, so this would be 13, 14, and then 15 could be the very top. Okay. Oh, yeah. It's transparent, though, so it might not be so bad in game. We'll take a look. You do have a point, though. If we need to, maybe we'll start shifting the color of the transparent pixels there, too. Let's have them slowly start to change and then become more intense as it becomes more infused. Save as. $13. One more to do here. Okay, so it's gonna be that color, isn't it? Do that, I guess. Day. And the final one, so we can put that color there. Then we need this and this. Okay. Save back to Eclipse, refresh the thing so it gets all the new files. We need to create 15 meta files and 15 models and all of that funness. So where are these? Still not showing why. Bleak crystals. Oh wait, they're there. So we're gonna create all of these. So we need one for 0 as well. Two. Three. Six. So we get 10, 12 we don't have. 13. 14, and the last one should be here. Looks to be right. Okay. So that takes care of the images and their animation frame rate stuff as far as their creation is concerned. Then under block states, we need to close everything out because this is going to be annoying if I don't. Under block states, we're going to have one file that's for all of these, I think. Where are you? Use crystal. And it's got all of the different models defined in them. So that's right. Nothing to change there. Then under the models, we need a different meta or JSON file for each one of those. Which we have infused crystal 0. So infused crystal 1. Infused crystal 2. I'm not sure how that's working, but I'm just going to go with it. That made it simple. Okay, I need to open all of those. Awesome. Number 1, we want it to say 1. For number 0, we want it to say 0. Almost done. Seven, 8, 9. Okay. So now, if I do F3T to get it to reload all those changes, with my fingers crossed, there should be no missing textures in this scene when we're done. There's one missing texture still. And that is for infused amount 3. The confused crystal amount 3 is the image it's looking for. So what does that image look like? It is there. Okay, so let's look in the log here. Infused. So that's probably the first run of it. Infused amount 4 has an error. Use 3 has an error. Error loading model infused amount 3. You know, these could be old. So let's clear this. How are the crystals grown once you've collected them? Oh, so like all these different stages of the infused ones, you grow the bleak crystal to full size, so it's full age. Then once it's fully aged, you have it run into XP or XP run into it. Then it becomes this infused version, and will continue to be further infused the more XP you throw at it. That's why we're doing all these different textures. So that didn't fix anything, but it should have gave us an error that we can look for. Okay, that's the item version of it. So that's in our inventory. So these are going to be used in the crafting recipe for XP collection. We're going to create a block that allows it to vacuum up XP and store it. And we thought that these would be a good way of doing it, because the lore of this land, this dimension, is that... Yeah, let me go to self-night vision. It must be a peaceful one. Let's go out of peaceful. You'll see all these mobs. They are EXP stalkers. They will hunt you down if you have XP on you. If you don't have XP on you, they will not try and hunt you down, right? Because they are seeking the experience. And these crystals in this form here are what they feed on naturally, right? That's the lore behind it. So that's why they're hungry for XP. Because these crystals, if they're in their fully grown form like that one is, well, if I wasn't in creative, it would have grown. And that is what would have dropped XP. Sorry, I'm trying to think here too much. And oh, that's interesting, Fire. So when we harvest these things, they're going to drop XP, and that XP is going to be next to another crystal probably. And if that one's full grown, it's going to infuse that one. So harvest them in their low levels. Like, you'll have to set up some type of pattern with them so that you don't accidentally get them too close together, which I'm fine with, actually, thinking about it more, because it just encourages you to go in the dark. So anyway, the bleak dimension is basically around XP is in the food chain, and that's how these crystals get XP, right? Is they run into XP and they become infused, and that's the food for these things. So the infused crystals kind of made sense to use that for collecting XP, right? Because they're full crystals. So now those are full. We need to make sure they don't collect XP anymore, and they don't. What's this one? Infused amount 3. So something's wrong with infused amount 3. Yep, infused amount 3. Looks like only 3 though. Thank you, Tinkerbell. Oh, and notice that these ones aren't getting infused. It's because that crystal itself isn't fully aged. It has to be a full-size crystal for it to work. Now, one thing I need to do is, I would like to do, I don't know if I need to do it, but I would like to make it so that the XP stalkers swarm the fully infused one. Hey, Blue Boy. How's it going, man? Making progress on our infused bleak crystals here. See, with that blinking like that, I thought there was XP there. I was going to try and go for it. So it's tricking me into it, thinking that's what it is. You can see the XP is filling them up. Now I need to make it so that these infused ones take and drop the amount of XP that they have in them still. I think that's still valid to do. Do they fully grown crystals drop more than one so you can farm them? Yes, they do. So if I were to, I can't plant that one, get these fully grown, it's not infused. So how are we going to do this? I think it looks great, man. Keep going. The wheels might be a little bit polygon intensive, but I think I can clean that up pretty easy in Blender. Alright, so like this is probably one square, right? And then this is another square, and that's another square, and that's another square. We can make those all one polygon in Blender. And I only need one wheel. I just need to know where they should be. Because if I'm going to make them rotate at all, I only need one. And I'll just clone it to the right spot. And that was my thought now that I've worked out how to determine which way the machine's going. That was kind of the difficult part for the wheels and all that turning. Wheels spinning should be pretty easy. I have to get in the right spots and all that, but it's easy enough to do. I guess having them there will help, because then I can just make sure they overlap or whatever. Okay, so the question was, do these full-grown ones give you more? And they do. So I've got 20 in my inventory here. Let's get a pickaxe. And hopefully I don't have too much XP on me, because I'm going to die doing this. But game mode 0. If I harvest it quick enough, you'll see I got 3 out of that. I'm going to run back in here to the light. So the XP stalkers don't like light. It's foreign to them. They don't know what it is. So they fear it. Okay, so was there another full-grown one? Right there. Let's try this again. So I'm at level 26. You'll see it does drop XP when they do that. Okay, man, that works. You have it done by Wednesday or Thursday, and then maybe on the weekend I can get it added into the game. Get all the new stuff working on it, like wheels turning and all that junk. And maybe the following week we'll have an update then for that, and maybe these things. I don't know. We'll see. Need to figure out what's wrong with number 3 though. Amount infused. Was it AMT? AMT infused. Do they take long to grow? Because a massive farm could be pretty powerful XP farm. They do take a long time to grow. I had to, for this stream, I changed random tick speed on this roll. I think it's just going to be a problem from a game mechanic wise. That's all. I think it'd look cool, but the greater. Let me just grab the grader. Oh, where is it? There it is. So the grader right now, it will place blocks along this, right? So if we rotate it, then where it's going to place is kind of weird. And also, as you're driving along, if it was dirt, regular dirt, it breaks blocks at that level. So again, if it's rotated when it's up, then it's just odd. Not sure what else to do about it. Maybe the blade rotating, you know, along this axis, right? So that the bottom goes back this way. So it looks like it's down versus being up and can lift things up. Maybe that would work, just to give it some animation. Because I agree, it's very static in this form, right? It doesn't do anything at all based on what you're controlling, right? Every other machine has something visually that changes on it when you do stuff. This one doesn't. So when I get the model, I'll look and see if I can get some type of animation on it based on the blade height or whatever, but it's really only got a couple heights to it. It's not like the other ones. What?
The crystals.
Oh, you like them?
Yeah.
I need to figure out what's
those
wrong
actually kind of look like they've absorbed XP.
Yeah, that was the thought. the very first level just has the center bit, and I thought it was an XP orb when I walked up to it. Like these. When I wasn't paying attention close enough, I thought there was an XP orb there.
Mm.
As they grow based on how much XP they absorb too. So if they absorb a lot, they grow faster, or get infused faster, or whatever you want to call it. I wonder what they look like off in the distance, because they look visually bright. There's one that's in the dark. They're not quite as bright as XP orbs, but that's okay. They kind of look a bit intense as it is. Okay, let's see if we can figure out what level 3, what is up. Maybe it's in the main block state file then. This one. Infuse the mount 3. Boy, that looks right. Real life graders have a lot of controls, as you can see in the pictures. The blade has 2 hydraulic cylinders to adjust its left and right, forward and backwards, and there's 3 control heights to adjust. Yeah. Right. And that's our problem with the excavator too, right? It looks cool, but it's too hard to control. No one, in my opinion, no one can use it. Machine infused crystal 3. Huh. Is there a error message specific for that? No.
It's too bad you couldn't plug in a controller for like an Xbox and map the controls to that thing, and then just put a little note on it that says "Warning: must use controller."
Even then, though, I think it's still not going to be like if you got to dig a hole. A bulldozer is so much faster, right? Because you can break a big area and you just drive. Could make excavator do entire rigging movement with just up down, make it a lot simpler. Yeah, we've gone through a couple different variations of the excavator. I'm just not happy with any of the controls on them. What if you had the machine rigged so that the player has a joystick? You can do that options. Yeah, so even if like you had to look at a joystick and click a button and then you move the joystick, you're still not as easy as just pushing velocity to drive a bulldozer around. So for anyone who doesn't know that's watching, this is the excavator, and number pad 7 and number pad 1 do that with it. 8 and 2 do that, and 9 and 3 do that. So 3 fingers across those joypads or those controls can make you move it fairly efficiently, but even then, I know I can't break the blocks here, but it's just not fast to break blocks. Maybe if you did that, break a block, bunch of blocks sideways, but I don't know. I don't get why that number 3 is not working. Let's refresh everything and rebuild everything. Maybe something got messed up in the build. I've seen that happen before. It's clean. Not overly confident this is going to work, but we're going to try. What you giggling at?
Yeah, well, Blue Boy, you know, the bagger is for moving small mountains, okay, not small hills. That was like the point of the excavator. It was supposed to be like the medium between the bagger and the bulldozer. Plus, it was supposed to be able to move rock.
So, I will give my opinion on the bagger. The bagger is OP, but the bagger is very slow moving forward, as it should be, because that's how a bagger would actually work.
Yep.
Okay, fix the issue. And that translates it to not being super useful. Like, it's okay, don't get me wrong. We did use it, but
Yeah, I've used it a couple of times for like supreme, like if I had a mountain that literally needed to get leveled.
yeah, exactly. That's what we did. We used it in the Nether, and we had to set up a small fuel production facility just to feed the thing, because it uses fuel like 3 times or 4 times faster than any other machine, and it just sucked the fuel down. So it's OP, but it's not too OP, because like you can't actually take out a whole mountain with it without a lot of effort. You still have to work for it.
Yep.
Whereas the laser miner, all bets are off. You're just destroying that thing as fast as you want to drive it. Why number 3? There it is. That is why. That's interesting that it's showing this because the MC meta file's messed up, but whatever. See if it fixed it. It didn't. Till I do this, probably. Refresh. Okay, Blue Boy. I might have to refresh again. Reload again the textures. Perfect. And is that state 3? That is state 3. Awesome. So now, can we do this? Let's get all the different states out here, make sure they all work. So set block, tilde, turn caps lock off, machine mod, machine infused crystal, state 0. Okay. Why did it do it on the ground? I want to do it where I'm standing, please. There we go. 1. Let's do 0 there. Awesome. Tilde 1. Two. Six. Wait a minute. I just boo-booed, I think. 5, 7, yeah. Okay. 6, 7. 10. Okay. First off, let's make sure I got one right. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. So does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't.
So on these, it's just a center, then it's the tip and a center of 2 of the little fins or whatever. Okay, it grows on the fin towards the center, grows on the other fin. completes its growth on the fins and starts filling up the center core of it, I guess. Billy Bob enough?
Yeah, looks like Billy Bob.
Game mode 0. Don't kill me, guys. Cool, breaking them doesn't drop anything. So we'll need to fix that. Do I have it on peaceful mode? How did it not kill me? It's on peaceful. Okay, so what happens when we break it? So on this one, it's going to have some special drop thingy that happens. Yeah, item dropped, and that's driven off of seed or not. Okay, so get item dropped. Okay, and we're just getting infused or the self, which is bleak crystal in both cases, but that's only if it's 15. Why did it not get us that? Let's look at the bleak crystal first. Look at the call hierarchy on this. Maybe it's only being called because it's on a special type. Blah, 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 blah. Let's look this up this way then. This block bush doesn't have a get item dropped, okay. Is plantable? Nope. That is from the base block class. Let's turn these off. Infuse everything. And by the way, this has nothing to do with bottles of enchanting. I'm just using that to spawn XP orbs. Okay, so let's game mode 0. Do I still have that pick on me? No, I don't. Cool. So Blue Boy just sent this. Dozed. Blasted. Blasted. I'm not sure what that's about, Blue Boy. Yeah, let's run this. It's not calling that code. Why? Oh, there it is. Okay. This is our infused crystal. That is true. So it should run get infused, which will give us a bleak crystal in this case, because I didn't have anything else for it to give. So... oh, there they are. Something paused? No. Oh, you're right. Right. You can certainly blast one away. I think it'll probably take longer. Okay, were those... Dropping only one. I don't think so, because I don't think I had 50 in my inventory. We're gonna break this one. That gave us 6 crystals. Good grief. Get drops is what we're doing. Where it's gonna be at. Get self, new item stack, RET. We're only going to return. Well, that calls get drop. Okay. Here in West Virginia, though, baggers aren't exactly efficient nor existent. Yeah, I understand completely. They do have their case. They're not everywhere in the world. So should we drop the item? How do I want to describe this? Should we drop a bleak crystal if it's not fully infused? And only drop the infused crystal if it is fully infused? I think we should. We're not going to consider fortune at all. So we can take all this out of it. Right, they're not. So we're only going to return one of the self. If it's so, we're going to return the infused. Yeah, no mountains in there. Exactly. So actually, we don't need to do most of this. We're just going to do that. So now if I break one, it gave us that. Yeah, it's only giving us one. Cool. And if I break that, it still gives us one. Cool. Now I need to get an item created for the infused version. Just like we have an item for the other one. Yeah, I thought I heard something about a mountainish update or something. Coming, potentially.
Yeah, they're going to be reworking the way mountains are spawned. So they look more majestic.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Now, 114's already out, man. So it'd be 115 or 116 or 117 that would be a mountain update. It's not.
Yeah, they're thinking it's going to be 16.
16, yeah. I think 16 is also the Nether update, right? They're going to redo the Nether biomes. It's going to have different biomes in the Nether instead of just one. Yeah, we need another item, like I said.
Well, I only know because I watched it on YouTube.
Yeah, that's how I know about the, what do you call them? Nether update. It's another thing they're taking from modded. I would say the biomes do look different, but it's a big thing in modded that, you know, the Nether has different biomes.
Wild Gazer has appeared.
Ooh, a quack! Hey, Gazer. Infused crystal. This doesn't apply. This doesn't apply. This doesn't apply, which means it's not plantable. Basically, once you break an infused crystal, you can't put it back down on the ground, and I'm fine with that. Okay, so now that we've got that, Need a infused item to hold in our hand, for one. Texture. But we also need to register this item, so let's start with that. Items. Big crystal, so we say infused crystal. I'm gonna try to remove some of the mountains. Go for it, man. I'm not saying it's not impossible, but remember, if you blast it, then you have to clean up the blasted material. So it's doable. Something like Netherrack is easier, right? Which is what we were trying, and then we blasted for just a little bit. It cleared a huge area because Netherrack's so weak against blast, but it was just faster to use the bagger and stuff. Okay, Liam. Catch you next time, man. Big crystal. So we're going to see infused crystal. Yeah, go ahead, terminate. Sure. I think that's it, but I just want to make sure. Yeah. And we'll search for infused crystal. Cool. It is that. And we'll go back to item infused crystal. Oops. And it's there. Cool. No typos for me. Yay. That's a first. We first need to make no, we don't need to make an item for this. So we need to make an item here so we can find the bleak crystal like that, copy it, and say infused crystal. Find that. And it's going to be called infused crystal on its texture name. Okay, so in here, under items, we got bleak crystal. Quite close though. I'm going to copy it. Infused crystal. And get our color palette. We make us 3 times taller too, don't we? Canvas size 48. Image canvas size. That one at the top. 48. Paste, move you down, paste again. Okay. Get the top one first. go. All of this work to make a crafting ingredient. That's what it is. Oh. Files.
Yeah, but that crafting ingredient could be used for other things eventually too.
Yeah, well, just saying it's a lot of effort to go through for crafting ingredients. That's why I went with the blueprints instead, right? So we'd have to make all these intermediate step things. Okay, and then we need a MC meta file for this thing too, right? Actually, did I save it in the right spot? I bet it didn't. No, I did. I had to have. So we go in here, refresh it. Infuse crystal. Okay, so is there any MC meta files in there? Probably not. Let's just grab one from here and put it in here. The new name. And the game's not running, so we'll start the game up. And while that's starting, let's start working on our commit to GitHub that we know we're going to need. Bleak, Chris, and XP infused crystals. First thing check here is in creative. There it is. Doesn't have a name, so we'll give it a name. It's currently under machine mod infused crystal.name. Call it EXP infused. Infused bleak crystal. Save. F3T. Wait some more. Yeah, I think it works. So now we've got the item. We need to go back to our block. Fuse crystals. And give self, give infused. The self doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? We're going to rename that one. Get non-infused. And then this one becomes infused crystal. And that should work. Run. There you go, Gazer. Now you'll catch one. At least you better catch one. That many floating around. Okay, so now if we break one of the infused ones in survival, we get an infused crystal. Oh. And if we break one of the non-fully infused ones, we get a bleak crystal. Perfect. Can't plant that there because it's too much light. Now there's something about these ones. You step up a half a block onto them, and I don't like that. That's not right. I want to be able to pass through them like you do the other blocks. It's probably something in the block bush that we're extending on the other one that allows it to do that. There we go. Get collision bounding box. There is no collision bounding box. Good question, Gazer. We've gone through a bunch of hoops to get to the point where we know that we can get them, but what are they used for? So what they'll be used for is we're going to create a device that's able to collect XP for you, and they're going to be one of the things you need. Why they need to have XP in them to collect XP, I don't know. We just decided that's how it should be. Maybe you'll smelt it down and it'll be I don't know. I really don't know what the next step in the crafting process of this thing is going to be. I didn't get that far. Maybe that's my wife, see if she's even here. She might have left to get food. Okay, I'll see what she says. Now I should be able to walk through these now with this. Yeah, that's better. I think. We'll leave it that way. Right. That's the idea. You get these things created and you can use them for crafting, basically. Maybe we'll end up making our own crafting table too that lets you pick what you want or something, and this will be what you use. Did I say crafting? I meant enchanting table. because you have to give these 16 experience levels. Or experience orbs or whatever. Points. Okay, so I have no room, so I couldn't collect any of those. We already have a recipe for the lasers, and I think it's unobtainium or something like that it needs. But I get your point. Running around thinking. Can't place these, which is good. We shouldn't be able to. We've got the crafting ingredient that we need, but yeah, exactly. Because like, there's some time involved in getting to this point with these things, right? You have to find the bleak crystal somewhere in the world, so you have to go out and explore, right? Once you've got one, you got to plant it in the dark, let it grow full size. Then you can start infusing it, right? When it's full size, you can start getting XP to it. That means going and getting bottles of enchanting from villagers, so you can just throw it at them, but don't stand too close because you might absorb it instead of the block. Or killing the stalkers here and letting their XP fall into the farm of these things. Yeah, it's kind of an in-game thing, right? You're pretty far into the mod at this point because you've gotten 15 wither skeleton skulls, killed those 5 withers, and made it to this dimension, right? So this is not an early game thing. I basically made this tier 2 everything here, right? Anything that you use to craft from here pretty much is tier 2. With the exception of the glass. By the way, Gazer, have you seen the glass? You probably haven't, have you? It used for an end. Yeah, so, well, this is the glass. You can see here, it makes darkness, but yet you can see through it. So if I were not in peaceful mode, and far enough away mobs could spawn, mobs will spawn inside there, even though you can see in there. And it does work. Yep. Mob spawner, or whatever you would like to use darkness for. Makes an interesting glass over lava, I think. Okay. Actually, what's this stuff look like on the water? very interesting. Because it still makes it dark. Wait, what if you're inside that and you look out? It makes the horizon dark. That's kind of creepy. Doesn't do that when you're in glass, though, right? No, not at all. Oh, that's cool. Learn something new. So apparently when you're underground, the horizon becomes this darker shade here. Well, my wife is not answering me if she's home or not. I'm trying to decide if I should take a break or not. Because I'm at a good spot because I don't know what we're gonna make this thing look like and do. Like, I know what it's gonna do. That's the easy part. I don't know what it's gonna look like and what the lore behind it is, I guess. No, we do know. I forgot. So she's not home. Just don't know if she's getting food or what she's doing. She's being very coy about it. I do not like it. What? Okay, never mind. She is here. I misunderstood. I'm dumb. I need to take a break, guys. I'm gonna go see what she wants to do for dinner because I'm getting hungry, and maybe I'll come back and start making the model for this thing. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Blowing up the mountain will work, but it will take you a while. Blue Boy, maybe if you use the drilling rig to drill down into the mountain, that might work. But anyway, bye everybody. I'll catch you later.
See y'all.
If I can find my stop streaming button, I'll click it. There it is. Bye.